Cruise news time. And well, you guys know, I've made no secret about it. I love travel agents. Heck, I'm married to a travel agent, and I believe that they are one of the best resources when it comes to the expertise that you need to book your cruise. And heck, a lot of people use travel agents and they use them to their benefit. But what happens? What happens when the cruise line passes bad information to a travel agent? Well, people are impacted. I have a cruise news story today about 80 people left on the dock unable to board their cruise because the travel agent got bad information. Who's to blame on this one? Plus, there's an article out there claiming that Carnival does 8 things better on their cruise ships than most other cruise lines. Is this a fluff piece or is there some validity to this claim? Cruise news and my views. Let's talk about it. Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to La Lido Loca. I'm your host, Tony, here with the latest cruise news and views for your face for September the 5th, 2023, a Tuesday. How the heck are you? Quick update from yesterday's show. It was Labor Day, and I bemoaned the fact that when I went for my breakfast that the Chick-fil-A was closed, and I was curious as to why Chick-fil-A was closed on Labor Day. Well, guess what? It wasn't closed all day. I started seeing a lot of comments from you guys saying your Chick-fil-A was open, and so I had to investigate, and I pulled up the old app where you can pre-order the food and said, bingo, bango, we're open 10:30 to 6 p.m. So they had a kind of an abbreviated day at our Chick-fil-A, but I wanted to clear that up because I didn't want anybody to think I had besmirched the operating hours of Chick-fil-A. Also, I think in the show yesterday, instead of saying PTSD, I think I said PSTD, but it's post-traumatic stress disorder, I believe. So that would be PTSD. And yeah, so there's some clarification. But let's talk about today's cruise news. This is a wild story. It happened in Auckland, New Zealand, where up to 80 passengers were denied boarding on a P&O cruise to Australia because they did not have the proper travel documentation. Simply, this cruise required a visa to be completed by New Zealand residents so that they could visit one of the ports in Australia, and this visa was a requirement for the entire cruise. And because these cruisers had not completed that visa, they were denied boarding on the cruise ship. There wasn't enough time on embarkation day to acquire the visa. After pressing into P&O there at the cruise terminal, they were told that an immigration official had said that there was nothing that could be done and that they would not be able to go on their cruise. This was a challenge for at least 50 people that day and possibly up to 80 people cruising on that P&O cruise. And well, there was a common denominator between all of those people. They all had the same travel agent. During the back and forth there at the terminal, many cruisers produced emails stating that they would not need this visa for travel. That was information that was given to them by P&O through their travel agent. And upon further investigation, it was determined that incorrect info had been passed from the call center at P&O to the travel agent and therefore passed to these customers, incorrectly informing them that they would not need a visa for this trip. What a snafu that is. One bad piece of information flowing through a travel agent ended up impacting so many people. Now, another interesting piece of information that goes with the story is that on the run-up to this cruise, P&O had sent out several emails and text messages telling passengers on this cruise that they needed to check the various ports of call for the documentation requirements prior to their cruise. And in all honesty, that is what you're supposed to do. It is your responsibility as the traveler to know what your travel documentation requirements are. But dang, for goodness sake, shouldn't you be able to trust your travel agent? I would say that 99.9% of the time for sure, but this certainly is an exception to that. And look, P&O is not special in this circumstance. All of the cruise lines will tell you that it is the customer's responsibility to verify their travel documentation by looking at their ports of call. But man, this is a mess. And of course, it seems like the simple solution would have been after they produced this email that said they were told that they didn't need documentation, that they should have been allowed on the cruise ship. Unfortunately, that's a call the cruise line couldn't make. That's a call that immigration had to make. and immigration said no paperwork, no cruise. So sorry. Now for their part, P&O has acknowledged the miscommunication. They are providing a 100% refund to passengers impacted, and they are providing a future cruise credit. However, that does not account for people's travel expenses, what it took for them to get to Auckland or get back from Auckland. And so unsurprisingly, there's a decent amount of upset cruisers in that bunch. I guess the question it leaves me with is, who should they be mad at? Should they be mad at the travel agent? Should they be mad at the cruise line for giving misinformation? Should they be mad at themselves for not checking themselves? It's a crazy tale. Leave a comment below. Now, I want to talk about this article that was written by Christy Sellers over there at Cruise Fever. 8 things that Carnival does better than most cruise lines. But before we do that, let me quickly invite you to subscribe. If you like staying up to date with everything going on in cruising, please consider subscribing with the notification bell on. That way you don't miss out on any of these episodes. Thank you in advance. Is it there the whole time? It is there the whole time. I just realized that for most of the show, I think the microphone was in the way. I couldn't notice it. I don't know. I think I've got it moved out of the way, but let me know if you can still notice the microphone. Also, I've been playing around with this new technology inside of my camera where I'm looking at a fixed shot, but it's working to keep me in the center of the shot. So I'm kind of worried that it's moved around. But here's a quick demo of how that looked. Of course, the microphone here. I'll move it up out of the way. Apologies, man. That's that's the cost of trying to improve. Sometimes you got to break a few eggs to make a cake. First I was afraid, I was petrified. Of course, that's not only a cake song, but Gloria Gaynor. I will survive. All right. Let's talk about this Cruise Fever article. I'm going to give it to you rapid fire. 8 things that she thinks Carnival does better than most cruise lines. And then I'm going to throw it over to you. I want you to tell me whether you agree with Christy Sellers or whether you disagree with Christy Sellers. And if you do disagree with Christy Sellers, I want you to put the cruise line that you think does it better than Carnival Cruise Line. Let me pull up the list. Number 1, more complimentary food options. Does anybody do it better than Carnival? Number 2, the wide range of embarkation ports. Number 3, provides a casual atmosphere. Is anybody's atmosphere more casual than Carnival? Number 4, large variety of ship sizes. If you like a variety in your ships, does Carnival do that the best? Number 5, cutting edge onboard activity. And they have a picture of the roller coaster. What else is cutting edge on Carnival? Okay, number 6. I'm not here to judge this article. I want you to judge it. Number 6, budget friendly. Number 7, great casino perks. And number 8, large selection of shore excursions. I'll give you one of mine. I think that in my experience, Holland America had the best shore X options. I'm going to leave a pinned comment that has all these categories. You can just copy and paste them into your comment and just edit them with your cruise line, and we'll have a jamboree. Leave a comment below. It's Tuesday. We have a live show tonight. Make sure you go and check out my ship tour of the Carnival Paradise. That's on the La Lita Loca 2 channel, and well, I'll leave a link to that in the description. I think I've covered it all. Shout out to everybody that had babies yesterday on Labor Day, and shout out to all the new Tonys that are in the world. How about that? What's that? There's a big clamoring online for me to sing the outro live. Okay, hold on. I can do it. Hold on. Let me get my monitor here so I can hear it in the. There we go. There we go. Cruise news, cruise news, cruise news, it's over. I don't know where I'm supposed to plug that in. This is Tony for La Lita Loca. Till the next time, we'll see you on the Lido. Bye. Cruise news.